Hey there, Charley Boorman here. Can you believe that it's been 20 years since you and I did Long Way Round, and we did it on the GS 1150. And since then, there's been another 2 generations of BMWs, and I'm just about to jump on a 1300 and go and be reunited with my 1150 at XL. Because later on in February, I'm going to be at the London Motorcycle Show there in the Adventure Corner, and I'm going to be doing a talk there every day. But what's really exciting is I'm going to be reunited with that 1150. I haven't seen it in ages, and how they've changed over the years is quite amazing. So anyway, here we go. Rusty.
Hello, mate.
Whew. Russ, good to see you.
Good to see you, man. Good to see you.
Well, I'm sure you all know who this is. He probably doesn't need any introduction, but this is Russ Malcolm, who produced all of the Long Ways, and hopefully many more.
Hopefully many more. But listen, happy birthday to us, because it's 20 years, literally,
20 years.
Almost to the day that we were setting off on Long Way Round.
On this?
On this.
I was just over at Tower Bridge, where we kind of sort of set off from, didn't we?
Yeah.
Do you remember?
Good memories.
Years ago, yeah.
I can't believe it's 20 years.
My girls were 7 and 8.
Yeah.
And now they're 27 and 28.
Tell us about the Road of Bones.
The Road of Bones, I suppose that was the big nemesis, the big mission to be able to get to that point, get to the end of the Road of Bones, and nobody knew what it was going to be like. Everything that we heard was that it was going to be tough. But I think when we look back at all of the places that we've been on that trip, the Road of Bones was that big adventure. It was everything we were looking for, crossing rivers and cutting trees down to be able to get things, cutting banks to be able to get out of the river up into back onto the road, and the history of the Road of Bones as well, to be respectful on that road, because so many people had passed building it.
I think it's funny because it's one of the most challenging parts of the trip.
Yeah.
What with the streams we had to go through, the trucks we had to hire, the mosquitoes, the history. But bizarrely, the bit where we felt we all almost came together as a team more. I felt alive, because we had to get through together, didn't we? Because people were saying, you're not going to get through.
Well,
and we thought, we're not going home.
Yeah, well, we couldn't at that stage. At that stage, we halfway through it, you couldn't go. No, it was just as hard to go back as it was to go forward. So you may as well go forward.
But you know what I mean? It was like a daring do thing. It really was. Because when you see it on the TV show, you got home. At the time, we didn't know what was going to come.
No, and we were running out of food, and we were struggling. Really struggling. But I think
that's when I found that block of cheese and that packet of Toblerone in your box. I know you hadn't put it there, but somebody...
I really hadn't put it there. I was blamed for the whole thing, and I didn't even know it was there. So if I'd known it there, we would have been eaten ages ago.
I know, that's the whole point. So, that was weird. It survived.
And I think, the Road of Bones was everything that we'd been looking for that. And I think there was injuries, there was problems of getting across rivers, that we had to put the bikes on the back of trucks because the rivers were just too swollen, too big to be able to cross. And that's all big adventure stuff, So
well done to you for having the idea.
Well,
because that took us to that spot.
Yeah.
It's funny, isn't it, that you can have an idea back in your living room, effectively, and then a couple of months down the late road you're in the middle of nowhere, surrounded by bears, mosquitoes, and stuck and being rained upon. But it all started back in London. Over a cup of tea.
And it all started with, I remember coming down to Ewan's house, and in his kitchen he had a map, and he said, "What do you reckon, Charlie?" And this is before we ever met you or for anything. And he goes, look, why don't we go to, at the time we were thinking about going to China at the time. But
well, I think it's important to say that Ewan was the catalyst, wasn't he?
Oh yeah, no,
And also
it was his idea.
And it's such a lovely guy. I think
Yeah.
that's really important to say. And watching him and you both get up with wet crash helmets, wet boots, 6 o'clock in the morning, you both just kept getting on the bikes and kept going.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, but we all
No,
did
but other
that.
people on other TV shows, we wouldn't happen, would it? That's why I think these are expeditions that we film for TV.
No, they
and
are.
that's a big difference. You know, we're all invested in this trip, alone
No, it
on
is.
the road,
It is.
making it work.
I remember you rode Claudio's bike for half a day or so, and you got off the bike and you said, "What, you do this every day?" I said, "I'd never do this." And it was hard. And as much as the fact that you guys were there, or you guys were loosely following us, Ewan and I and Claudio, we all still had to ride
Yeah,
every single kilometre
Yes, you did.
of all the adventures.
you did. And here's the biker's testament.
Yeah,
And
it's
it
pretty good.
looks
It's
like
only-
it could do it again.
It's only done 20,000 odd miles.
That's
That's
it.
all it's ever done.
That one trip.
I think it says it on here. Look, 20,318 miles.
That's the one trip. So Charlie, you and this bike are going to be at the MCN motorcycle show in Feb.
Yeah, well, we're going to be in that building just over there. And we spoke a little bit about adventure and travel and how it's good to get out and about and good for their mental health and good for the soul, really. So we're going to do the adventure corner. I'm going to talk each day, and then we're going to have a bunch of other adventure guests coming on and a few surprises who are going to come on the stage and talk about adventure and talk a little bit about if you wanted to plan your own, what would you do, what would you bring, you know, and all that kind of stuff. So I'm kind of excited about that, and then to hear a little bit about what the audience have to say and questions from them and stuff like that. So it's going to be good. So come down and join us at the London Motorcycle Show with MCN, and come and look at our adventure corner and have a listen to some of the people talking there and have a look at all the new bikes and everything that's there on the show. There's a lot to see. And the dates are from the 16th to the 18th of February.
You going to get me a couple of free tickets?
I could probably wing that for you, for sure.
Never.
Yeah, I'll leave your name at the press office.